Riddle me this. Who's cute, deadly, and carries bamboo in her mouth? This has to be the easiest riddle ever. I couldn't think of a better intro. I'm sure she needs no introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Kamado Nezuko. What's up, anime fans and manga readers? We're back at it again today with another video. This time about the girl whose cuteness took the internet by storm back in 2019. None other than Kamado Nezuko, little sister to the protagonist of the mega hit anime and manga series Demon Slayer. Some argue that she's a protagonist herself, but she's usually considered more of a side character. Perhaps due to her lack of overall lines in the story, for perfectly understandable reasons. But I can't fault anyone who does consider her a main character. I mean, at this point, she's effectively the mascot for that series. Now, there's a lot of reasons to love Demon Slayer, and I mean a whole lot. Everything from the stellar, jaw-dropping animation to the admittedly simple but beautifully crafted story. It was no surprise that it blew up in the way it did. However, an essential piece to the perfect storm of events was none other than Nezuko herself. She was an integral part of that scene that sent this fairly popular anime into the stratosphere of exposure. Yes, you know the scene I'm referring to. I've still got that song stuck in my head. But beside making the entire anime world shed a tear, that scene sparked some curiosity about the true nature of the character of Nezuko and just how strong she might really be. The scene at the end of episode 19 of the anime was the first exposure of a lot of people to her use of the blood demon arts. It was the first time she used her pyrokinesis, causing an intense explosion of pinkish flames fueled by her own blood. That's pretty hardcore. As the series progressed, she gained more and more control over this ability, being able to trigger at will when she's confronted by an opponent, and it has the added bonus of reducing the regenerative capabilities of any demon it touches. Pretty neat, right? But with her pyrokinesis aside, her razor-sharp claws and impressive physical strength make her a nightmare for most opponents. Her mild-mannered nature makes it easy to forget that she's a vampire and that she's just as dangerous, if not more so, than most of the enemies that the main group of characters has had a hard time fighting. She also regenerates as fast as the vamps, making her extremely durable and unexpectedly difficult to wear out for someone of her size. Her regeneration has been compared to that of an upper moon, and that's no small claim. In fact, she has been shown to reassemble her dismembered body by solidifying her blood and using it to pull her limbs and torso back together. Now, that's all very impressive on its own, but we're here to do more than just list her abilities. We know she's strong, so the question is, how strong? Strong enough to defeat the random fodder demons that Tanjiro and the crew sometimes run across? Definitely. How about a lower moon? Might be a little harder, but I'd easily bet on her in a fight. An upper moon, then? This is where the fun begins. For the unaware and the uncultured, the world of Demon Slayer classifies its elite demons under two main classes, the lower moons and the upper moons. Not just anyone can become a moon, though. There are 12 fixed slots that are appointed by none other than the progenitor of demons himself, Kibutsuji Muzan. He handpicks them, and they rank from 1 to 6 in order from strongest to weakest. So Upper Moon 1 is stronger than Upper Moon 6, but Upper Moon 6 is stronger than Lower Moon 6. You get the gist? Yeah. These demons all gained their powers by consuming Muzan's blood in one way or the other, but the power gap between the upper and lower moons is so wide. Why, you ask? Well, there's a simple reason for that. The upper moons just don't die. I mean, they can die with enough effort, but it happens so rarely that they just end up sticking around for a long time. The longer they're around, the more humans they feed on, the stronger they become. The lower moons, on the other hand, cycle out most of their roster every few years because they're easier for the Demon Core and the Hashira to kill. So they hardly last long enough to get as obscenely strong as their upper moon counterparts. So the strong get stronger and the weak remain weak. Sounds a lot like capitalism. That's not to say the lower moons are weak. No, not by a long shot, but it puts into context just how much it means to pit little, tiny Nezuko against one of the monsters in the upper moon ranks. The answer to whether she'd be able to beat up an upper moon, though, is a bit complex. Or in other words, it depends on the ones she's fighting. You know the thing I mentioned earlier about the power gap between the upper moon and lower moons? Well, this is also the case among upper moons themselves, and is not uncommon to find vast differences in the capabilities of an upper moon and the demon just a rank above it. Nezuko has shown in canon to go toe-to-toe with the Upper Moon 6 demons Daki and Gyataru, edging them out with raw brute force and insane regeneration. But would she be able to stand a chance against Akaza, who took down the most powerful Hashira and treated it like it was little more than an inconvenience? He could regrow an arm in a second, multiple times on end, and he was just an Upper Moon 3. And what of Sugikuni Michikatsu, the closest being to Muzan himself? At that level, I honestly don't think Nezuko would stand much of a chance, and to be honest, she doesn't need to. She's got Tanjiro and Zenitsu and Inosuke with her along the way, and with them around, demons of any rank would be better off running. Do you agree with our verdict? Maybe there are some really important details that I left out. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you haven't already and ring the notification bell to get regular updates on new videos. I make awesome anime and manga content like this every week, so be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.